Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of Sports Shorts TV. Ronnie Rance alongside Joel Davis here in the LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. Hope everybody's had a great, Mardi Gras. We hadn't been on in a couple weeks. We had a replay last week, so it's been a while. It's been Mardi Gras. We had all kind of Valentine's Day, you name it. We're heading into the spring. And college baseball, softball is upon us. We've got college basketball still relevant. The Raging Cajuns are making a push to be in the NCAA tournament. LSU on the bubble for postseason play. And then the Pelicans. Who'd have thunk it? We thought after DeMarcus Cousins was out for the year that was it. The Pelicans were done too. But miraculously, 5 games in a row. Got a chance to win as we tape here on Monday night against the Suns at home. All of a sudden, basketball is still relevant at the end of February.
Dare I say that this will make them think about giving him a max deal? I mean, they're winning games. They're playing better defense. I mean, they're 33-26. They've won 5 in a row. Nobody talks about the Pelicans. Now they're starting to talk about them. They're in 6th place in the Western Conference. As long as they can stay out of that 7 and 8 seed, Ronnie, where they don't have to play the Rockets or the Warriors in that first round, they can win a first-round playoff series.
Right.
With Emeka Okafor, who they haven't played in the NBA since 2013, they've now signed him for the rest of the season. They just plucked him up off the street. I mean,
Literally.
I mean, Emeka's balling, dude. He's playing good defense. He's blocking shots. He's getting almost 10 rebounds a game. I mean, he is a difference maker. They're playing, and then the Nikolai guy, Muradish. I can't even say his name, but he's balling. I mean, they're a better defensive team without DeMarcus Cousins than they were with DeMarcus Cousins. Because now they're not going to replace the 40-something points a game, the 20 rebounds a game. You lose that. But sometimes defense is good.
Right.
And they're winning the overtime games. They're winning the close games. And we saw in the beginning of the season, Ronnie, this team would have the lead at the half. It could never close it out.
You couldn't finish down the stretch.
Because they couldn't play defense.
Yeah.
Now they can play defense. They can still score. And that is the difference right now. They're able to close out games and win games late.
Anthony Davis is just playing unbelievable. And, the thing about it, as you mentioned, if the Pelicans can finish, and look, I'm looking at the standings as we speak. Okay, so as you mentioned, 6th place, 33-26 overall. 7th place is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're a game back, and
Clippers.
and Denver is tied with the Clippers. Utah. Right. Denver's in 8th.
Clippers are right there on their tail.
They're 2 games up on. 1 game up on the Clippers. So
right,
Clippers are coming.
Keeps flipping and flopping.
Right. But the point is that if the Pelicans can hang on and make the playoffs, it will be interesting to see what they do. Now, we do have news that Tom Benson is not doing well down in New Orleans. Been in a hospital a number of days. People seem to think, who knows, he may not make it out of the hospital. So that factors into this whole conversation, because if you go into the offseason with either a new owner or an owner who's potentially deceased, where's the leadership going to come from? What are you going to do with your front office? I mean,
I would like to think that some of that's in place.
Well, no, I think they say they do have a succession plan for the Saints and the Pelicans.
He's 96 years old.
But not 96.
He's like 93, Ronnie. He's in his 90s, dude.
I think he's got an 8 in front of it.
No, there's a 9 in front of it, bro. The dude is.
How much you want to bet?
I don't want to bet. I think you owe me $20. I think there's
double
a bet.
or nothing.
Yeah.
Double or nothing. Tom.
90.
Tom Benson's age.
There's a 9. That's all I know. That's $40 you owe the dog. Are you ever gonna pay? I mean, you used to rag me for you used to say you don't pay. I always pay. You really never pay.
Son of a gun, he turned 90 on July 12th.
I knew there was a 9 in front of it. I said 96. But nevertheless, there was a 9 in front of it. You thought there was an 8.
The tab is up to.
Just pull the money out right here and show people.
No, I already paid enough tonight. The tab is up to 40. Tab is up to 40. We'll just let it stand on the show because I'm sure there'll be something else we'll gamble about next. All right, but anyway.
Double nothing, you don't pay me.
Deal.
Right.
But here's the thing: is that that all matters, because going into this offseason, if they don't make the playoffs, then you got to believe you're going to have new coaches and a new GM. I mean, but if they do make the playoffs, you might retain the coach and the GM, but then you got a decision to make on DeMarcus Cousins. And you're right. Do we have to give him a max deal?
I mean, we're winning
because
games
is anybody
now?
else going to give him? Like they can still give him more than everybody else and still save $50 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, nobody else is.
The more games they win, the more negotiation.
Yeah, the more power
that
you
they
have. Because man, a big man. First off, the industry's gotten away from the center, right? Yeah. So the game is more guard oriented.
Especially the one that doesn't play defense.
Exactly. It's not like he's swatting balls away from the goal. So his value is questionable. His attitude and his off the court and all that stuff is questionable. And will he come back to what degree? He's not ever probably going to be the same player he was. So what degree will he come back to? So therefore, you got to get a discount. This all helps with the Pelicans negotiation. So anyway, that said, we'll monitor that. We'll continue to watch and talk about Pelicans.
Hopefully they get something done before they lose Anthony Davis.
Well, yeah. I mean, and oh, by the way, you need to be including Anthony Davis in these conversations, right? Like, AD, what are you thinking?
I think since Tom is literally on his deathbed right now, and it's a shame because he's done so much for New Orleans, just give the team to Anthony Davis. The way he doesn't go anywhere. It's his team. That's what it's like in Cleveland with LeBron, right? It's his team. Just give Anthony Davis a team. Let him get who he wants to be in there. Just give him complete control. The hell with Dell Demps. Let him pick his team and see what happens.
This time of the year, the weather's been unbelievably warm.
I'm joking about that, by the way.
Unbelievably warm. College baseball is upon us. This is something I didn't know. I was over in Lafayette doing a game on CST last week. The Raging Cajuns right now struggling, 2-5. Their offense is yet to get on track. That new stadium over there.
I heard it's remarkable.
The Teague-Moore Field at Russo Park. It's last year the Raging Cajuns were number 7 in the country in attendance. Think about that. You had the number 1 team and the number 7 team within an hour radius of each other in college baseball. We all know there's a special environment in Lafayette, but when you look at it from a national perspective, top 10 program from a stands and attendance, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And it's only going to continue to be that way with the new ballpark. It is amazing. Suites like crazy. They still
How
have
do you stack it up to Alex Box?
Well, Alex Box, still better. But I put probably Russo Park over in Lafayette as like a, 8, 9, 10 type facility in the country. Right on that fringe of top 10. I mean, there's so many nice new parks these days. It's hard. Blue Bell Ballpark at Texas A&M is amazing.
Who?
Blue Bell Ballpark. You got Alex Box. You got South Carolina Stadium is great. Arkansas Stadium is great. Alabama's renovations and all is amazing. Ole Miss is really good. Mississippi State. I would put Russo Park above Vanderbilt, above Kentucky, above Tennessee, probably above Georgia. But so the point is that 10th best ballpark in the country, maybe maybe in the top 15, something like that.
What was the name of that ballpark in Houston?
Blue Bell. Not in Houston.
Where was it, in Texas?
That's at Texas A&M. It's got Blue Bell Ballpark.
Can you say that 10 times? Say that whole thing 10 times.
Blue Bell Ballpark, Blue Bell Ballpark, Blue Bell Ballpark, Blue Bell. Yeah. There you go. Hey,
can't do it, can you?
It's hard to do. But man, great ballpark. I mean, they did it right. They spent all kind of money, and let's face it, they sell Blue Bell ice cream there. I mean, what? Drop the mic, walk off. It's fantastic.
Hopefully, there's no salmonella going around at the time.
It's not salmonella. There was some kind of
salmonella,
some kind of thing.
Fecal?
No.
It was something that would kill you.
Yeah, it was something. They had like somebody died, I think, or somebody got sick or whatever. But they cleaned it. They came out with some new flavors. Everything's better.
Some flavors.
Everything's better. The banana pudding, Blue Bell. Have you ever had banana pudding ice cream from Blue Bell? Whew, outstanding.
I'm a mint chocolate chip kind of guy.
Yeah, not me.
Big. I like mint chocolate chip. Grew up on that. You remember when we were kids? You played baseball, and the coach would take you to Baskin Robbins after the big victory. This is like Little League, not at
yeah,
Menard,
we never did
Ron.
that. We never did that.
You never went to the ball. Your coach never took you to the team
to go get ice cream.
To go get.
No.
Are you serious?
No,
this was Alexander. No. This is all what happened in Alexander.
Yeah, but
this is how it went down.
Yeah,
in Alexandria.
No, I didn't do Little League in Alexandria.
Where did you do Little
Lakeview
League?
Playground in New Orleans.
Oh, they took you to the daiquiri shop.
No. Lakeview Playground in New Orleans. We went to the concession stand, and each game, a different parent paid for everybody to get like a little Barks cup of soda.
You know, you can bring the ball.
I think it was 25 cents a cup.
That's horrible because you could just bring the foul balls to the concession stand and get a free Coke. Yeah, bring that foul ball to the concession stand and get your free Coke. I cannot believe that you did not get to experience the coach takes the whole team after a victory only.
I mean, we won all the time. That coach was going to be expensive tabs.
This is what's got to happen. Dude, ice cream was not what it is then as it is today. Because you go to, what's the name of the place? Baskin Robbins now. You get a scoop of ice cream.
$4.
It's like $8.
It's not.
I'll take it in a cone.
Right.
You know, cup, you got to pay extra for the cup.
Right. No, I mean, it's Wiener Schnitz. I mean, Wiener Works was the name of the place in Alexandria, MacArthur Drive. My brother, who's 7 years younger than me, he was playing T-ball. He was sponsored by Wiener Works. So they had a big Wiener Works on his shirt.
We were BJ's. BJ's Pizza.
I got nothing to say about that.
But the problem is, it was just the hat. The pizza wasn't on there.
Yeah, it just had BJ.
Just BJ's.
BJ's.
Awful. Good team, though, buddy.
Speaking of awful, LSU starting pitching.
God.
The LSU baseball Tigers, through the first 7 games,
it's bad.
6 bad starts. One good one, Zach Hess against Texas A&M this past Friday night, struck out 10 in 6 innings, was really good, gave up a couple runs, they got a big win. But the other 6, we're not talking about, like, we're not talking about like, didn't do too good. We're talking about just bad, just straight bad, like get knocked out in the 2nd inning, 3rd inning, give up, 10 hits in 3 innings. I mean, like, bad.
Bad. 11-1 bad, Ron.
Caleb Gilbert, 2 bad starts. He was supposed to be their ace.
That's a trend.
This is, in LSU, went 1, 2 out of 3. I mean, lost 2 out of 3 to Notre Dame, won 2 out of 3 against Texas, and of course beat UNO, a team that beat LSU twice last year.
Well, they also got up on LSU early.
Gave up. LSU start.
This 5-0 start thing
gave up 4-0. UNO was up 4-0 before LSU came to bat.
And that's another trend. They're getting down by lots of runs early.
But the point is that LSU still with a 4-3 record through 7 games. Easily could be worse than that. They could easily have 2 wins. But the point is that this is a lot of problems. A lot of problems.
Well, so, all right, we'll stop right there.
And, oh, by the way, Josh Smith's out for at least another month with their starting shortstop, who is expected to be. He's one of the leaders of their team. He's literally one of the top 4 or 5 leaders on their team.
Who's the kid took up? Hal Hughes?
Hal Hughes, the freshman's in there.
I think he's playing well
he's doing
defensively.
No, he's doing well. But, I mean, Josh Smith is one of their best players and leaders. He's out for over a month. And then when he does come back, where's he going to be in the rehab and all that?
Well, I don't think that...
He's got a stress reaction in his lower back. And then Zach Watson, a guy who can get drafted this year and might be a top 3-round draft pick, strained an oblique muscle before the UNO game, and he didn't play this weekend.
Oblique.
Yeah, but oblique's like a hammy, man. Those things can irritate you.
Young guys, they'll overcome. It's baseball.
I don't even have an oblique.
I don't either. I lost that in the war. I'll say this: the baseball team has a lot of problems, but there's nobody closer to the baseball team than you. So all you're saying is what we already know. As the people out there, okay. So what do you really know?
Well,
what's the answer?
Well, one, the pitching. First off, pitching is like your quarterback. You don't do anything without having good pitching. You got to have good starting pitching. And as much as Zach Hess, no doubt, is going to pitch in the big leagues as a reliever, and you'd love for Paul Mainieri to have that option to put him in the back end of the game and let Zach Hess throw the 8th and 9th and anytime it was close and just win the game. You got to have 3 other starters that are decent in order to do that. And I don't think Zach Hess's future is as a starter, but he's basically one of the better ones you got right now. You got to go with it.
Well, he's the best you have.
Yeah, I mean, he's your best right now. He's the only one that's done well out of the 7 starts.
And he's only done well once.
One out of 2, right. Caleb Gilbert, tremendously disappointing. And basically,
what's going on with him, Ronnie?
He's funneling the ball right down the middle. Caleb Gilbert's a guy who usually doesn't walk anybody. He walked a couple people the other day. And he's not hitting the corners. He's throwing a ball, too much right down the middle.
So it's an accuracy issue.
It's an accuracy issue, and and
So
you know,
is
it's
that
a
that's a
different
confidence
deal.
issue then?
It's a different deal for Caleb Gilbert. Look, here's the thing: is that we all hope, and I know Paul Mainieri is going to probably say this to the media a bunch over the next few weeks, is that he believes that Alan Dunn is the best pitching coach in America. He said that many, many times. Hopefully he believes it, and hopefully it's true, because Alan Dunn's going to earn his money this year with all these new faces. He's got to fix some of these guys right now. And these are guys that he's got to fix. You know, in Caleb Gilbert, that was a guy they thought was going to be their Friday night starter. He doesn't even look like a guy that deserves to be in any rotation right now. But they don't have a whole lot of choices, right? Peterson was their number 3 starter, and he's been 0 for 2 in his starts, in the sense that both of his starts have been awful. So, you know, and then Cam Sanders, who started against UNO, he's a junior college transfer. His dad, Scott Sanders, great player at Nichols and played in the big leagues. You know, Cam, who had some control issues throughout, you know, his upcoming, you know, his career, they thought they had that in the bag. They thought in the fall and the spring that Cam said, I mean, Nolan Cain, the assistant coach, you know, was high on Cam Sanders. It still probably is, but he was saying before the season, don't sleep on Cam Sanders. He's a guy probably going to end up in the rotation. Well, Cam Sanders didn't get an out. Gave up 3 runs, didn't get an out.
That's not good.
You know, so they're in a pickle. They're in a pickle because.
Okay, so when's the last time you remember an LSU baseball team starting off this bad?
Never.
Having no answers on the mound.
That's what I'm saying. Forget the record. The record, forget that.
We've seen the bats not come alive early, but the pitching was always there, and it kind of kept them in to win some games, and the batting came around. This time, they're hitting the ball, except for Sunday. They're hitting the ball, they're getting runs, but, I mean, it's hard to say how good they are because they play Texas, who's not very good. At the end of the day, do you remember a team that looked this bad in the rotation, the depth with pitching, and responded and got anywhere deep into a season?
You know, not really, because
that's terrible news.
You know, when you look at the bad teams of 10 years ago, when you look at Paul Mainieri's first team and Smoke Oval's last team, you know, you had Jared Bradford, you had the big lefty that played 1 year and then went to the big leagues, and he was on Paul Mainieri's 07 team that went 29-26. He pitched 1 year and he wound up going to the big leagues. I think he was like 3-12 as a starter. He's a Friday night guy, but the guy had great stuff. Yeah. They just couldn't hit. The issue with the 08, 07 Paul Mainieri team was I think they hit like 250, 260 as a team. They just couldn't hit. But they're going to hit. This year's team can hit, and I think you're going to see probably Chris Reed get in there at third. I mean, Jake Slaughter through 7 games is hitting 040 something. I think you're going to give.
I'm shocked by that.
I am too. That it's that bad. I mean, I'm not shocked that he maybe not struggling a little bit, but I mean, he's just straight up bad.
He's batting 100.
So I mean, and Chris Reed's gotten a couple hits. I think you're going to see them give Chris Reed some chances over there at third.
Let me ask you this: Can Hall? I mean, can he play the Hal Hughes or Hal Hughes? Hal Hughes, can he play third?
Well, yeah, but he's got to play shortstop for the next month.
When Josh Smith comes back, can you put?
Depends on
Hughes at third.
I mean, that's a whole long time from now, a month from now.
I mean, but if he's playing well, you don't want to take him out of the lineup.
If he's playing well, they'll put him in there. But they never expected Hal Hughes to hit. They thought he was going to hit $160, quote unquote.
And he still could.
And I mean, and he's gotten off to a great start for him. He's going to always field it, but they don't anticipate him being able to hit. Hopefully, he can prove him wrong, right? And if Hal Hughes can hit, and if he can end up hitting 270 for you, then you got options. You know, you got options now. I mean, it's this LSU baseball team through 7 games is nothing like what they thought it was going to be.
What did they think it was going to be?
Burke Broussard's hitting 500 at second base.
He's unbelievable.
Burke Broussard was an afterthought. Burke Broussard went to U-High. Brant. I'm sorry, it's his dad. But his dad played shortstop at LSU in the 80s. But I mean, he was a guy that out of U-High, LSU wasn't on him. Went to Nichols, didn't work out there.
Delgado.
Went to Delgado. You know, nobody was talking about him. Put up some good numbers, but you know what? Every starting player in junior college hits good. You know, I mean, if you don't hit 400 in junior college, you're probably not that good. And so, yeah, he did great, but everybody does great in junior college.
God, pitching must be awful in junior college.
It is. So I thought, you know, and so basically LSU was in a situation where guys going pro, people signed. We need a spot. We need more depth. Hey, you want to come here? Kid's dream, went to U-High. Dad played at LSU. Yeah. You don't have to give him much.
And he goes 4 for 5.
So he was a guy that they took out of necessity because they could, not because they were just fired up about taking him. And here he is. He's their best hitter.
Right.
And playing a really good second base. So he's been an unbelievably pleasant surprise. I mean, I think they were just hoping he might hit about 275 and play a good second base. And heck, he's gotten off to such a great start. He might be the next Ray Frimes. You never know. But you know, she got him. Then you got Hal Hughes, who nobody was talking about.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Josh Smith goes out for a month, and he's got to play, and he's hitting over 300 since he got in the lineup 4 games ago.
What you're seeing as far as
and then, by the way, Jake Slaughter's hitting under 050, hitting 040 something. So the point is, the guy you thought would hit, and then you got 2 guys you didn't think. I mean, and then you got the pitching. You thought, oh, Caleb Gilbert's amazing. His TrackMan numbers. He's dominating in practice. Blah 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 blah. And he's terrible.
Is he hurt? You think he's hurt, Ronnie?
No, he's not hurt. If he was hurt, he wouldn't be throwing 90, 93, 94 miles an hour.
So he's just a lack of confidence.
Peterson on Sunday is hit 95 on the gun. 95. I mean, I've never seen him throw 95, but I mean, my point is that these guys aren't hurt.
They're just not good.
They're just not executing. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, a lot to look forward to for LSU. Nothing, can only go up. I mean, right now they're kind of right there. They're kind of middle of the pack, and they're not very good. And I mean, as far as LSU fans, I mean, the house was packed on Sunday, and they let them down 11-1. 11-1 in Game 3. I was shocked by that.
I mean, look, the comeback on Saturday was amazing. Look, the LSU's had 2 of their 4 wins this year were unbelievable comebacks. I mean, you're down.
Can't sustain that.
On Saturday, they're down 5-0 to the University of Texas, which we'll talk about when we come back. The star power that was at the ballpark all weekend long. But the University of Texas was up 5-0 on LSU halfway through that game on Saturday.
Yeah.
LSU had 1 hit and no runs. Texas had 10 hits and 5 runs, and then boom, it flip-flopped. LSU winds up winning the game, going away. Incredible. But we'll talk about that big series and some of the amazing star power that was at the box this past weekend. Also, if you're a Raging Cajun fan, you got to hold the rope too, because the Raging Cajuns are 2-5. They lost at home to Wright State 2 out of 3, and offensively,
not good.
I mean, it's bad. It's bad right now. We'll take a break. Be back with more Sports Shorts right after this.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Appliance Distributors of Louisiana are appliance experts who have been in business for over 35 years. ADL provides worry-free, full-service solutions for the whole home. ADL works with designers, builders, or individual homeowners like me when I was remodeling my home after the Great Flood in August 2016. ADL offers special homeowner discounts, just like the ones the builders get. Go to ADLappliances.com and see all the major name brands, or stop by their store on Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge. ADL services the entire state of Louisiana, so call, log on, or stop by today. Appliance Distributors of Louisiana. If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase. Welcome back, everybody. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis here at the LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. Hope everybody had a great weekend, as we've got a lot to kind of move forward to. March Madness gaining steam right around the corner. We'll talk some LSU basketball. We'll talk some Raging Cajun hoops, as they feel like they got a good chance to make a run in the NCAA tournament. But we'll kind of wrap up some college baseball talk, as we were talking to before the week. LSU and Texas had not played. These are two of the top 5 college baseball programs of all time, maybe top 3. And they hadn't played against each other in a series since 1999, when last time Texas came here. And the Longhorns have kind of had their way a little bit with LSU in recent history. But LSU, by the way, will return the trip next year. So the Tigers will be playing over in Austin in a 3-game series. Looking forward to that. And oh, by the way, LSU will open up with Texas in football in 2019, or it's at least on the schedule. And so, if you in 2019, you'll go to you follow the Tigers, you'll go to Austin twice for baseball series and for football a little bit later on.
And Austin's great.
Yeah.
You've never been there.
Yeah.
It's a great weekend. It's a lot of fun.
But how about this? This past weekend, Roger Clemens' son is a stud player for the Texas Longhorns. He's hitting about 400 on the year so far. He's a junior. Roger was at all the series, stayed at LeBaire's Casino, and went to the series this past weekend. Shane Reynolds, who's in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, who pitched a number of years, his son plays for, he's a sophomore. He was at the ballpark all weekend long. And the guy who does the color for the Texas Longhorn radio broadcast is Keith Moreland, the old Cub and big leaguer, who played football and baseball at the University of Texas. So Keith Moreland was there as well. So all 3 fantastic big leaguers were at the ballpark all weekend long.
Did LeBaire have you host them? Did you?
No.
They didn't have you come in and say, "Hey, you're a baseball guy. You're a baseball guy. We'd like for you to kind of do some baseball stuff."
Yeah, no, not at all. And oh, by the way, Augie Garrido was there all weekend long.
At the casino as well?
Stayed there, and Coach Skip Bertman and Augie Garrido threw out the first pitch.
A lot different between those 2 pitches.
Yeah.
A lot different. Old Bertman.
I'm actually surprised they threw out the first pitch. I know Augie Garrido had mentioned to me on the phone a couple weeks ago, they thought they might get like a handicapped child, like a special needs child, to throw it out on their behalf, or some special, something like that. But I guess
Augie's still got a little something left in the right arm.
Yeah, I think,
I mean, his ball went straight.
Yeah.
Bertman's kind of had a little loop to it.
Yeah.
They were both good throws. I mean, they should be good throws.
Really.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. Augie's was really good.
Yeah.
But at least you said it, not me.
No, well, it was not.
Bertman's was kind of in the dirt, 3 feet short.
I'm worried that Coach might have pulled something after that throw. But I don't know. But it was really neat to see those 2. And oh, by the way, for all of you that
you really use that word too much. I'm just being. Oh, by the way, I mean you probably used your quota.
My quota's up.
Your quota's up. I mean you're over.
We haven't even started with sphincter yet, so I mean
Well, I know what my quota is. You do not.
You do not know what your quota is.
Have I said sphincter?
Not yet, but I'm just saying.
Once.
When you do get started, it's like Tourette's. It just keeps going.
Like the by the way for you.
I know. I have noticed that lately.
Unbelievable. It's like you really need to prep and think what other words can I use other than oh by the way. But there's no prep in you, Ron. There's no prep in you. You're not that guy. So I mean, if all you have to do is say, okay, oh by the way, give me 5 other words for that.
Yeah.
Like what else could you use?
So
by the way.
So.
Or
some other thoughts.
Perhaps. Not only
is his sphincter, but
he's wanting to say.
No, I didn't say.
You
wanted
by the
way,
to.
No.
But see, if you had those 5 or 6 words ready to go.
I don't think I need to write them on
natural.
my hand.
No. Just study them.
I think I'm good.
Maybe, perhaps, could be, and quite possibly.
Were you an English major?
Gears. Huh?
Were you an English major?
I'm just trying to help you out, guy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to be this. I mean, you have no problem.
Such a team. You're a team player.
See, here's the difference
team
between
guy.
me and you.
You're a team guy.
I like to point these things out during the show. You like to point these things out via text.
I mean, you like to try to embarrass me in public,
absolutely.
And I like to do it
personally.
Exactly.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how the show goes.
It's very nice. I appreciate you though. I mean, I'm going to be a better.
Just trying to make you a better guy.
I've got thick skin already. I'm not really that worried about it.
Like leather.
Oh, by the way, This past Thursday, and for those of you that have watched Sports Shorts TV or listened to Sports Shorts Radio over the last few weeks, you know that we have talked about the LeBear's Legends of the Diamond event that benefited the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. It was an amazing night this past Thursday. I want to thank Eric Lane of Jerry Lane Chevrolet, who was the title sponsor. We had, for the first time ever, it's never happened before, it'll never happen again, we had Augie Garrido and Skip Bertman together on the same stage at LeBear's Casino. It was a VIP event. The room was packed. And Paul Maneri joined us. We had Yvette Girard there.
Les Miles.
We had Roger Cador in the house. We had a lot of former Tiger players, Rick Green and Mike Papajohn and other greats that were there. Brad Cressy was in attendance. Ryan Theriot was there. But also Les Miles made a surprise appearance.
Now, was it a surprise?
Well, I talked to him, I found out 2 hours before he was coming. So
who made that happen? You made that happen?
Mike Papajohn.
Mike Papajohn.
Mike Papajohn had talked to him like the day before, saw him somewhere, and he was like, man, I think I want to go to that,
Yeah.
And so they kept in touch during the day, and then he put him on the phone with me, and I kind of gave him all the details.
That's
great.
And
so Les Miles was at his daughter's game, softball game or something,
right.
And he came by after, and it was a surprise to everyone that was there. And he walked into the room. I had one of the helpers had a microphone, and so he gave him a microphone as soon as he walked into the room, so that he could kind of interrupt the conversation on stage. And he just popped up in the audience and just started asking questions, and it was really, really good.
It's on a video. I think WAFB or somebody
had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a video that's being finished up. Chris Lecoq is making something for us that we'll have out on social media tomorrow. It's kind of like about a 5-minute recap video of the event. It's going to be outstanding. But I'll tell you this was funny is Les Miles spoke for probably 10 minutes. I mean, it was a back and forth between he and Augie and Skip, and maybe 10 minutes probably was the whole thing. I'm not sure what he said. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same old Les. I mean, we love him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he said some things. He said some nice things. I'm not sure what he said, though. I couldn't quite make it all out,
Was that part of the conversation behind the scenes afterwards? Like, what was Les talking about between you and Augie and Coach?
No, I mean, he did have one funny thing where he was talking about, bald guys on stage, or hey, there's a lot of guys in the room that are kind of bald or don't have a lot of hair or whatever. He was kind of making a comment because they were old, and there was a lot of older ball players in the room. Yeah. And Augie Garrido said, hey, hair's overrated. It's not about how much hair you got. It's about how much money you got.
That's a good one.
And it was kind of funny. Everybody laughed. But there were so many great one-liners and stories and all that. And, Augie Garrido and Skip have obviously a tremendous admiration and respect for each other. They took some shots at each other, but they also gave a lot more bouquets, threw bouquets each other's way. I will say that Skip Bertman was the better of the two, the more dynamic of the two. But Augie deferred to Skip. Let him. It was his stage. It was his town.
Let him have it.
It was his time.
So what was the plan going in, Ronnie? I mean, you put this thing together. I mean, when you had those two guys on stage, what was the ultimate goal?
Well, it was just for it to be entertaining and get about 40 minutes worth of material and let those guys, hopefully have a little insight.
Did you set the table for them, like bring up a situation to go and talk about that? Or I mean,
Yeah, I would just ask questions. And look, here's the thing, and I give Coach Bertman a lot of credit. They're both 79 years old, by the way, even though, Augie obviously looks a little better shape and is in a little better condition. But Coach Bertman, who hadn't been feeling well, he had been having bronchitis the last couple of weeks, and I went to his house earlier in the day to visit with him, and I was concerned. I was like, man, he's not doing well. He was coughing and gagging, and
wow.
I was I knew he was coming, but I was like, man, he's not. I hope he's able to enjoy himself, and he did. I think he rallied. He and his wife had hip surgery, and he had a hip replaced a few weeks ago. So they've kind of been cooped up inside. This was good for them to get out and see a lot of friends and supporters and all that. And I think at the end of the day, the old ball coach, the Hall of Famer, I think that pride set in. You got Augie Garrido here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him show me up. That's what I mean? This is my town. This is my casino in LeBear's. This is my people. This is my people.
This is where I lose my money. This is where I lose my money.
I'm not going to let someone else show me up. And I think Coach brought his A game. He felt good.
He's a competitive man.
He's a competitive guy, and I think he made sure he was going to let you know you know, hey, I'm still coach. I'm Skip Burton.
Right,
you know?
right.
And Augie, I think, let him do his thing, and it was great. It was a fantastic, one of a kind event. Unfortunately, when you get up in age like that,
probably won't happen.
Probably not going to ever happen again.
Yeah.
And so,
well, good for you, man. That was a pretty awesome deal for you to get that. I mean, I know you coordinated all that, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, and you had that up. So, I mean, congratulations to you, Ronnie, to be able to make that happen. I mean, that's something that will be remembered.
Yeah.
To have those two guys in a room, like you said, I would more likely than not never happen again. And to have two of the greatest in the room at the same time at this stage in their lives, pretty awesome.
Also,
I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, also a little interesting deal. David Pierce, the head coach at Texas in his second season, of course, was the head coach at Tulane and did 2 years at Tulane. But he was a Texas guy, longtime assistant at Rice and Sam Houston State, and he's from the state of Texas, so it was his dream job.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's good to see him. We had a friendship, and actually Philip Miller, one of the assistant coaches, played at U High and played for me with the Baton Rouge White Sox about 15 years ago. So the Clinton native, had a big homecoming, and he played for Burke Broussard, whose son is starting at second base.
Broussard, right.
So, Brant Broussard, who he knew when he was probably 3, when he was playing at U High, so he's happy for the kid that he's doing so well. But anyway, it was great to see all those guys. And a little Finnish caveat, Augie Garrido, who's the winningest coach in the history of Division I college baseball, 1,975 wins, no more than anybody else, 5 national titles and a number of other second place finishes and trips and all that. Left Baton Rouge Monday and headed down to New Orleans. He's a big foodie, has a food show on the Texas Longhorn, on the Longhorn Network, where he goes and eats at different restaurants and all that. Big, huge foodie. So he's all excited. He's got a big list of places he's going down in New Orleans this week.
So he's doing that this week?
Going to do that this week in New Orleans. Spend a little time with Kevin Costner, who he's got a friendship with, who's filming a movie down in New Orleans right now.
Did Kevin happen to come?
No, he did not. He didn't come this weekend at all. And then next weekend, Augie Garrido is going to watch the Cal State Fullerton Tulane series over in New Orleans.
Tough life.
Yeah, and
he's 79, but I mean he earned it. But that's a nice little.
Yeah.
If you're going to retire, that's kind of what you want to do. You kind of want to have it on your terms.
Here's the deal: and I asked this question when they were both on stage. Augie Garrido coached till he was 76. Skip Burtman retired at 62, I think it was 61, 62 from coaching. Coach Burtman never made $1 million. As a baseball coach.
Right.
Had he stuck around and coached another 10 years. He would have made $1 million as a baseball coach. Augie Garrido made over $1 million as a baseball coach for a few years. So his bankroll is a little different, And Coach Burtman, of course, retired, then got into the athletic director deal. Coach Burtman doesn't really say this very publicly, but I mean, he's told it to me in a couple of, probably got out a little too soon.
62 is really soon.
61, 62,
Why? Why get out at 62?
I just think he thought that's what you're supposed to do. I think he thought
so he
was going to maybe go, I don't know, they big time regret or not, but if Coach Burtman would have hired, if he would have maybe hired one more really good assistant coach that he trusted, he could have maybe been more of a, taken a step back
like a manager.
Little bit more. And I think if he had to do it all over again, he probably would have stayed the baseball coach for a little bit longer. Well, especially knowing now what happened with Smoke Laval didn't work out.
And he probably wins 3 or 4 more national championships.
If Coach Burtman sticks around as baseball coach at LSU, you got to believe he's got at least one more.
Oh,
right?
of course.
At least one more. He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. We'll take a break on Sports Shorts TV. We'll be back with more. Don't go anywhere.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the grand slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
BR Mattress Company is the only name you need to know when looking to buy a mattress anywhere in Louisiana. BR Mattress Company is located in the Live Oak Shopping Center on Florida Boulevard between North Foster and Acadian. BR Mattress Company offers all the top name brands at 50 to 75% off retail prices. That's a $5,000 mattress for only $1,500. BR Mattress Company is open 7 days a week, and owner Mitch Kimball and his staff will provide you with laser-like service and a PhD in mattress education. If you want the best night's sleep of your life, go see the experts, Baton Rouge Mattress Company.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back, everybody. Ronnie Ranch, Joel Davis here in LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. How about this news that came out of the NFL? The NFL might be trying to, I don't know, sue or trying to make Jerry Jones pay a couple $1 million for all those, delay court costs and everything else to try to get Ezekiel Elliott's 6-game suspension, reversed. And of course, it didn't happen. He ended up having to serve the suspension. But the NFL, who's a little tired of Jerry Jones, because he's been very outspoken about the NFL and this, that, and the other, probably going to have to battle over a couple $1 million.
Pocket change for Jerry. A couple $1 million means nothing. Now it's just...
That's just the point.
Now let me just piss you off a little bit. I'll pay you $4 just to piss you off. It's just to be a thorn in your side. And I'm so sick of the NFL, man. And they just trying to swing their you-know-what around. And these owners are, bow to, what's his name? I don't even want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. The commissioner.
Don't say his name.
I don't even want to give him credit. They want to bow to me. When he gets, look, I don't wish any bad things on anybody, but when he gets run over by a bus, it won't be a bad thing. I hope he lives.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
I don't really mean that.
Awful.
That's terrible. But when he gets run over by a bus,
let me change the subject since you're so dark. Jarvis Landry, by the way, congratulations.
They're still trying to trade him. They're still trying to trade him.
But he's going to get $16 million regardless next year.
But I'm trying to figure out who's going to pay that dude.
They keep saying the Saints. That's ridiculous. It's not ever going to be a New Orleans
Saints are not going to pay him $60 million to be a slot receiver.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
They're not going to pay anybody to be a one-dimensional player.
They want to give Jimmy Graham the money when he deserved it a lot.
Right. I think Jarvis Landry is amazing, but he's a one-trick pony, man. He's going to get you that third down. Now, they did have problems with third downs, but I think they'll solve that with a good tight end, a better tight end this year than Kobe Fleener. He was a disaster. You saw, with the tight end, Hill did a great job during the playoffs, but you can't. Where are you during the regular season, Josh? I mean, you didn't do anything. All of a sudden, so that I don't trust him. But they have to find a tight end. They're not going to
Hill's
pay
a good
Jarvis.
backup tight end.
He's a great, but he was a big role.
He's like
in
Buzzy
the playoffs.
Hido. He can give you some moments, but you're not going to rely on
Can't
the
rely on
Buzzy
he's
for
not
a
gonna
long
be,
period of time.
Right. But you can't go give Jarvis Landry $16 million to be a third down receiver.
And then it's $16 million to Jarvis, and then you're going to beat up Drew for some money.
Well,
I mean,
not to mention in Thomas,
yeah.
Michael Thomas is about to get paid in about 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. There was a story that came out like a week or so ago when Jarvis Landry did get the franchise tag put on him by the Miami Dolphins. Of course,
Right.
the Lutcher High product, LSU Tiger. Everybody would love to see him
Yeah,
in
it's
a
not
New
gonna
Orleans
happen.
Saints uni. We both would, but it just doesn't make any sense to the New Orleans Saints with the way the cap is working, with the new deal they got to do, Drew and everybody else that's coming up. And it's not like he's the missing piece.
Right, he's
like
not.
if we had Russ, if we had Welker or Landry,
Right.
they'd be in the Super Bowl. There's other things that are more important right now.
I would rather see them draft that perfect tight end or find someone. I mean, find someone that can get the job done. That's what they did. Struggle last year on third downs. It had a lot to do with the middle of the field being a problem. All they had was Alvin Kamara coming out of the backfield and getting in the flats to try to stretch those linebackers out. But they got to get someone big and that can get open, because Coby Fleener couldn't get separation, dude. You got to be able to get somebody in the middle of the field that can create mismatches to open everything else up. Jarvis Landry's not. I don't think is that guy. I think he could do that role, but I mean you don't need to pay anybody $16 million to do that. Anybody. Not to mention, can you imagine them giving him $16 million coming in from Miami when Michael Thomas has the most catches ever in the first 2 years of
Right.
any player?
Right.
I'm making $16 million. You had 100 and something catches last year. You're drafted by this team, and he's probably making, I don't know what Michael's a second-round draft pick. Mike's probably making, I don't know, 800?
Yeah, I mean, well, you got the signing bonus, right?
800,000?
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can't
look,
do that to him.
You're gonna have a guy making $16 million
Can't do it.
in a couple years. So
Correct.
you just gotta bite the bullet. As much as we'd love to see Jarvis Landry, I'm sure he'd love to play for the Saints. Never gonna happen. But hey, congratulations to him on getting paid. Just like everybody that gets hit with a franchise tag, they hate to get hit with a franchise tag because they
hit
want
me
the
with it.
longer deal, they want the bigger deal. But the point is that he's getting $16 million no matter what. And in Lutcher, Louisiana,
That's a lot of money.
goes a long way.
Oh.
I'm sure he's
I don't
going
think
to
he's coming back to Lutcher.
I think he's going to be the sponsor of the chicken dinners on Wednesday nights or whatever at the cooking club. He can donate the chicken for the whole
Right.
year. They can just put that money in the bank. But pretty cool stuff there. Major League Baseball spring training is going on right now. Do you even pay any attention right now to spring training? I mean, just one team you need to spend time on: the Yankees. The Yankees lineup is going to be
I hate the
sick.
Yankees. I hate the Yankees. Well, I don't want to. I mean,
Really?
Yes, I do. If I'm going to watch anybody, it's going to be Houston or Atlanta. Houston or Atlanta. Houston,
Well,
just
watch
because they're right
Houston.
there.
Watch Houston.
I'm going
Don't
to watch
watch
Houston.
Atlanta.
I mean, Houston's an exciting team. You got Alex Bregman there. You got a very young team.
World Series hangover.
World
How do they affect? How does
How will it affect them? Braves, because I grew up watching the Braves, been a Braves fan. my
Nobody
whole
went to
life.
the games last year, even with the new ballpark.
Huh?
Attendance was down.
Where?
In Atlanta, but even with the new
Oh,
ballpark.
well, yeah, even
Even with the new ballpark, people.
Well, they haven't won in
aren't
years,
going.
dude. And it's like the 1980s Braves again. Their farm system's terrible. They're not bringing any players. So they're not winning. I mean, they're not winning games. So people disappear. I don't care who you are. I think if the Yankees were losing, they would lose fans. People are not going to show up. People are not going to support a loser. So at the end of the day, dude, you got to win. This is a business. This is a business.
I cannot wait to see the lineup for the Yankees. How just dominant it is. And by the way, we talk about the lineup, but they got a lot of young, good pitchers and stuff like that. But Judge and Stanton in that little ballpark. My goodness. I mean, it's just just put them in the World Series right now.
Can't wait to see Jeter.
This team's going to lose over 100 games this year of the Marlins. By the way, let me ask you this. Derek Jeter.
I don't know, but I think he can help turn that team around. Took some
long-term play. Derek Jeter got rid of everybody that's making more than $1 million over there.
He took a lot of heat.
Oh, he's taking a tremendous lot of heat.
But I mean, what's amazing is you have a winner coming in, a guy that's seen how to win. He's going to come in and take over your organization. He makes some moves, and they're ticked off at this guy. Look, dude, give the guy a chance. I mean, who
Well-
cares if he's getting rid of your superstars?
Well,
They weren't winning.
The reason why the Miami is a little upset initially right now is because, of course, whenever anybody buys
your boy
a
was
team,
mad. Your boy was mad.
the ESPN radio.
Well, no, your friend.
Oh, Louis Garcia.
Louis was upset.
Former LSU Tiger, owns
He's
a restaurant
over.
in
Is he over it
Miami.
yet?
I think he's getting over it. But here's the problem: is that if Derek Jeter would have said when he bought the Miami Marlins in the ownership group, but he's the face of it and the voice. Hey guys, listen. This franchise isn't profitable. We've got to turn things around. We're going to have to start from the ground up. We got a whole new. You got to have faith in us, trust us. It's not going to be pretty for the next couple of years, but you see what Houston's doing over there.
Yeah.
We're going to try to emulate that model and blah 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 blah. But they didn't. They came in, they said, hey, we're going to win. And then all of a sudden they bought the team because remember, they were in a battle to get the team. There were like 3 ownership groups.
Sure.
And supposedly Derek Jeter's group may not have been may not have given them the most amount of money. And anyway, Major League Baseball wanted Jeter to have this team. And he got the team and he comes in, he's slashing and burning. I mean, he's gotten rid of, the guys that were each making a couple $100,000, former players to go out and make appearances and all that in the community. He's gotten rid of those guys. I mean, and so they literally have gone down to bare bones, and they are starting from the ground up through the draft. And it's going to be a long while before the Miami Marlins are relevant again. So you got a beautiful ballpark, great city, but.
People weren't supporting that team.
But the bottom
either, though,
line,
Ryan.
yeah,
people weren't supporting that team either.
They were not supporting that team, and is a bad deal. Do we get our third break in, Marty? We got to get one more break in. We're behind on the break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up Sports Shorts. Got a little interesting. Did you know when we return?
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Appliance Distributors of Louisiana are appliance experts who have been in business for over 35 years. ADL provides worry-free, full-service solutions for the whole home. ADL works with designers, builders, or individual homeowners like me when I was remodeling my home after the Great Flood in August 2016. ADL offers special homeowner discounts, just like the ones the builders get. Go to ADLappliances.com and see all the major name brands, or stop by their store, Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge. ADL services the entire state of Louisiana, so call, log on, or stop by today. Appliance Distributors of Louisiana. If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Welcome back, everybody. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis. LSU basketball, 82 RPI. They are 7-9 overall. 2 games left to go. Winnable games against.
And they're not under investigation.
Allegedly.
They're not under investigation.
According to the LSU. But hey, LSU's got to win. They're 7-9. They got 2 games left in conference. If they can win those 2 and go 9-9. What do you think? 2 games in the NCAA tournament, 2 games in the SEC tournament to get in?
No, I think that's over with.
You think you got to get?
I think they needed to win out and maybe lose one. But I think the fact that they lost to Georgia, the way they lost to Georgia, I think that
9-9, you get to the championship.
I mean,
game,
South Carolina's not that good. You should win that. Mississippi State's good. Now, if you win that and then you win that and some other things happen. Possibly.
Yeah,
because the Mississippi State's tough.
I'm saying if LSU wins their last 2 regular season games and 2 in the tournament, they're in the conversation.
But they get them to 19 wins.
But they're not going to get a big bump. By the way, the Raging Cajuns, you've been sleeping on them. They're 25-4, 15-1 in the Sun Belt Conference. Right now, Bracketology's got them around 11 seed in the NCAA tournament. Who knows what's going to happen? But I went to one of their games earlier this year with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame to honor our legends at halftime. Great atmosphere. They redone the Cajun Dome a couple years ago. Beautiful, beautiful job. Great atmosphere. Raging Cajun Hoops is on fire.
Yep.
Women, LSU women, by the way, they're ranked again. They climbed all the way up. They're ranked. They're going to be in the NCAA tournament. So. Every time you think the LSU women's basketball program's going down, here they come back.
I haven't watched LSU's women's basketball since Sylvia Fowles.
Hey, right here with you. I have watched more than you, but I'm not a big women's basketball fan no matter what. Just not. Don't particularly love the game.
I like paint presence.
By the way, best thing about the Winter Olympics was what for you?
That the Simpsons got it right. They predicted the United States would win in curling over the Swedes.
The men's curling.
They predicted that like
20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Isn't that pretty
amazing?
Cool? Men's curling, they have bigger bellies than us, and they won the Olympic gold. But for me, it was the women's cross country. The United States had never won a cross country gold, and they did it. It was pretty cool to beat all those people that do it every day. He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. Peace. We're out of here.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.